So I wanted to talk about water skiing in this high five segment for this episode because you and your family are as good as anyone I've ever seen on water skis, literally. But I got this, did a little research getting ready for today's episode, and I wanted to talk about the top 5 redneck moments on water skis. So Billy, I want to give you a chance to talk about it in just a second, but I'm going to give first my top 5 redneck moments. You would only see this in the Southeast United States when guys are on water skis. So I'm going to give my top 5 redneck moments. And then why don't you just tell everybody the 5 funniest things that you may have ever seen somebody else do, or maybe you did it yourself on water skis. You ready?
Ready.
All right, I'm going to go first. So my top 5, my high 5 redneck moments on water skis is watching a guy try to ski behind his buddy who's on a four-wheeler, because in Georgia and Alabama, everybody has four-wheelers and they're trying to figure out a way to do anything and everything on a four-wheeler. So skiing behind a four-wheeler on the side of the banks of the river has got to be a classic redneck moment. That's number 5. Number 4 on my list is watching somebody body ski behind a boat. But of course, they aren't body skiing on purpose. They're body skiing because they lost their skis and just didn't want to go down. So they just kept bouncing across the top of the waves, body skiing or body surfing behind the boat. Number 3 on my list is seeing a redneck trying to drink a beer while he's holding on to the rope and skiing at the same time. And only down in these parts would you see something like that on water skis. Of course, rednecks love their dogs, and you wouldn't be a true redneck if you didn't try to get on a pair of water skis and have your favorite bird dog on those water skis with you, which is a disaster from the very start, but that's a classic redneck moment. And number 1 on the list, and by the way, this one is when a guy is on water skis and refuses to quit. So when he goes down, he just keeps holding on to the rope and hoping that he will somehow miraculously make it up to the top of the water and back onto skis again. Refuses to let go of the rope. That's a classic redneck moment on water skis. Billy, what about you? You've seen some funny stuff on skis before, so tell me some of the funny things that you've seen folks do on water skis, maybe at your lake.
All of those top 5, except drinking the beer, are pretty routine in the South. That's pretty common. The dragging behind the boat, we used to trick ski, and sometimes we'd trick ski together, just clowning around. But when we would fall, we would hang on to the rope on purpose. And we'd tell the boat, let's go. And we'd come dragging behind the boat, and we'd ski over on our elbows and jump on each other's back. And that was just a lot of fun. Yeah. And, but I also tell you about my son, Billy. We never pushed the kids to ski, but he was skiing at 4 years old. I'd hold the skis and he'd go out and ski all over the lake. At 5, he said, Dad, I want to learn slalom. I'm like, you're 5, buddy. Wow. We didn't really work with him. But at 6, he said, look, I want to slalom. So I put him on my ski, which was huge for a 6-year-old. And he got up and he was running a slalom course on my ski at age 6 after a month of learning how to ski. That's just phenomenal. And but it said, well, we got to start going to tournaments again. And so we started skiing these tournaments. But another funny thing about him, when he was learning to go over the ski jump, he was this go for it kid. And he went over the jump and he goes out the back, lands upside down, and we run back, pick him up, breath's knocked out of him, and he's trying to get his breath. And the first thing he says is, can I go again?
Yeah.
Like, well, yeah, buddy, let's find your skis first, So that's probably the top thing. So
that's a classic unbeatable attitude. When you get the wind knocked out of you and you just crashed hard after going over a jump, your first thought is, let's go do that again.